Hi, my name is Nadia Khalil. I'm a fitness and wellness coach. I'm creator of the 14-Day Fat Shred Challenge, and I help people ditch the diet, lose weight by eating more food. If you're eating healthy, I just want to commend you because that's difficult in and of itself. So if you've made the change and you're eating healthier food and you've expanded your knowledge on what's better to eat and why, then I commend you on that because that in itself is super difficult to do. So I don't want to come in here and rain on your parade, but I always think it's good to keep learning. The main thing I go over with my clients, and they can vouch for this, is that education is important. When it comes to your food and your intake, you should know why, the why, what, when, and how. Understanding that about food is actually going to enlighten you, and it's going to make you more committed to making different choices. There's a difference between following a diet and understanding a diet. When you understand the diet, it's easier to maintain your results. Okay, so I suggest you track your food on an app like MyFitnessPal. And this is not me telling you to do that so you can become obsessed with how much you're eating. That's not the goal here. The reason I tell my clients, and I have my online boot campers do this, is so you get a better idea and create awareness around what you're eating. For example, let's say that there's something you constantly eat that you don't know is hindering your progress. Once you start logging it in and seeing that the sodium count is actually really high, you're less likely to eat so much of it. Now, if you hadn't tracked that, you wouldn't have known how much sodium was in it or how much fat it contained. And you would have kept eating it with the intention of losing weight, with the intention of staying on track. So it's always good to log in your food until you become super familiar with what foods are better than others, what can you squeeze in your day as far as your calories. It's just a good way to create awareness around your meals. Okay, so that's the first thing. Now, the second thing is that I wanted to talk about is sodium, right? So this is the thing with sodium. I've seen this happen so many times where you're eating super healthy, but the sodium levels in some of your food is super high. Okay, now, who have I seen this happen with the most? My vegetarians. Listen to me. So this is something I did. There was like a whole year and a half where I didn't eat meat. So I leaned on all the vegetable substitutes, right? And I would buy veggie products. Like I would buy veggie patties frozen. I would buy, like, you're vegan. Okay, cool. So I would buy vegan cheese and all kinds of stuff. And boy, did I pack on like a good couple of pounds, and I wasn't sure why. I started I wasn't, again, it wasn't intentional. Intentionally, I was trying to be healthy, but I didn't know that some of these foods were packed with sodium. So you have to be careful. And the only way to know that is to do one of two things. Yeah, definitely, that's something you got to be careful about because a lot of these veggie products, they're processed, right? And they're packaged, so they need the sodium to preserve it. So this is what you want to be careful with. So veggie products. Then you have your lean cuisines and all that stuff that I am totally against. But a lot of that stuff is packed with sodium as well. And here you are trying to make the healthier choice, trying to take on something with less calories, but you're not understanding that the sodium levels are so high, it can hinder your progress, guys. So how much sodium should you be having, right? The American Heart Association highly recommends 1,500 milligrams a day. Now, the average American has about 3,500 a day, unknowingly, not even intentionally, right? So this is the thing. Even if you were to do 1,500 less than that, that's like a start. Let's say you're doing 3,500. If you work out a lot, like, and I mean a lot, I don't mean you just go for a walk in the park. I mean, if you are doing an impactful workout daily where you are sweating bullets, then you can afford about 2,000 milligrams of sodium a day, just because you're sweating so much of it out. Okay, so how are you going to know this? You're going to look at your nutrition labels and you're going to start tracking your food if it's something you're not sure of. When you're cooking, and I recommend this to all my clients, when you're cooking, give your food a chance to show you what it tastes like before you pack on insane amounts of salt. And just because you're using a healthier salt doesn't mean that you should pack on, you should add on like half the container. This is another mistake that I used to make. So I switched over to Himalayan salt. And I used to use so much of it just because I'm like, oh, it's healthier. But now I know better, and I'm sharing that information with you guys. So just be mindful of how much salt you're using. Always use salt last and to taste. Sometimes all the other herbs that you're using, you're not really giving the meal a chance to show you what it tastes like without all that salt. So make sure that you do salt last and try to just, be mindful of having less of it. Yes, and me too. It's because we're Hispanic, I'm telling you, and we need our food to taste good. I don't like to eat food that tastes like nothing. That's the truth. I'm not that kind of coach. So, you end up packing on the salt unknowingly, thinking that it's a healthier choice. But these are the little things that will keep you plateauing. So like I said when I first started, if you're making healthier choices, I commend you on that. That is the way to go. That's the start. But you got to keep learning, because then you'll get to a point where you're plateauing and you're upset because you're not seeing any more results. You want to keep seeing results, you got to keep learning, guys. Don't think that just one way is going to work all the time. So, so too much of a good thing can be bad sometimes, right? So you got to track it and drink lots of water too. So even if you're staying within the recommended amount and you're not drinking lots of water, you're going to retain some salt. And that's the number one thing that salt does, is it retains water in your body. So those days that you feel super bloated and super hungry and not satisfied after meals, it could possibly be because of high levels of MSG and sodium. So just be mindful of that, and you want to drink lots of water to help flush those toxins out. Okay, so now I shared with you how much sodium you should be having. Now, how about fats, right? Now, this is the thing. You need healthy fats in your diet daily, okay? Now, these healthy fats, if you're not sure, can come in the form of your coconut oil, your olive oil. It can come in the form of different nuts, avocado, which is my absolute favorite. But you really only should be having 2 to 3 servings of this a day. And when I say 2 to 3 servings, I mean the recommended portion size, depending on how many calories you should be having. Too much of healthy fats will make you fat. That's just the way it is. We need these healthy fats to lose weight, but too much in excess is not a good thing, just like with anything else, guys. So there you have it. Your sodium, you should be sticking between 1,500 to 2,000 milligrams a day, depending on your activity level. And as far as your healthy fats, you should be having 2 to 3 servings a day. Some people don't have enough, and that can definitely hinder your progress. It's one of your main macronutrient groups that you should be having every day. I think that it's awesome that people start learning and you quickly see how it makes a difference. And coming from somebody who tried like every weight loss program available, I never knew why nothing worked, or why I would quit, or why I would just jump to the next shiny object, or that next weight loss program. But I didn't make a change until I learned about food, and I saw that eating more of the right foods actually is what helped me lose all the weight and maintain it for so long. So that's really the basis of what I like to teach people. I usually scope at least once or twice a day, giving you guys these kinds of tips that I shared with you today. If you want to be notified when I jump on, all you got to do is follow me. So I look forward to speaking with you guys tomorrow. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. When I first jumped on Periscope, the one thing I do love about it is that I do get an influx of emails with questions. And that's honestly what I scope about, is what people ask me, because that's kind of the content you guys need to hear and know. So if you want to reach out with a specific question, my email is coachnadiak@gmail.com. And all right, guys, that's a wrap. Take care and have a great day.